To celebrate the holidays, we're bringing you 12 days of family history research.
So we're going to take this opportunity to get back to basics of family history research.
And each day we'll bring you a different strategy that will help you find your family. Merry Christmas from Journey Through the Generations. Hey everybody, welcome to Journey Through the Generations, and we are on day 10 of our 12 Days of Family Research series. Thank you for listening. If you've been with us since day one, we really appreciate you. If you haven't, you should go back and listen to days 1 through 9 after you finish listening to today's episode. We are going to talk about DNA today. So I'm not going to sit here and proclaim to be the smartest person about DNA.
I am not. I know the basics.
I know basics. I don't know, all the details. There are people out there much smarter than I am. Sometimes you have to know how to use your resources.
Absolutely.
And that is exactly what we will do when it comes to DNA. But
we both have taken genetic DNA tests. So that we do have experience with. We have used, the companies that you see on TV. So we have a little bit of knowledge about that.
And the process.
Yes.
And all that good stuff.
The different types of tests.
Yes, we can share with you. And so, this is going to be telling you bare bones. I'm definitely not the DNA expert. However, I do have some people who are DNA experts that we can absolutely send you to if you need help in the DNA space.
Yes. And, for me, I took my first DNA test to simply find out where I was from in Africa.
When was that? Man, that was like in...
It was 2014.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but that was the whole purpose of me taking the test. I wanted to know what part of Africa I was from.
Which I bought it for you.
Yes,
for Christmas.
You did. I got it as a gift.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
It started your DNA journey.
It absolutely did.
Your family research.
It absolutely did.
Yeah, so I took the ancestry test. I've taken the family tree DNA one. And did I take my heritage too? I think I did.
Well, we uploaded the ancestry test to MyHeritage. Well, so you actually didn't have to do a test for it.
That's the first thing we can talk about. So if you do the ancestry test, you can download your results and upload them to another service, and they will put you into the
database.
System, in the database, and then give you your estimated ethnicity and your matches and all that good stuff. All right, so here's the thing that you need to understand about these DNA test companies, the three major ones: Ancestry, Family Tree DNA, and MyHeritage. When you get the ethnicity results back, they aren't going to match each other. They're going to be slightly different, right, Trisha?
Yes, slightly different.
They're going to be slightly different. And the reason that is because the base group of people who have tested with these organizations are not the same. And that's what they use to try to determine what your ethnicity results would be.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's also why it's updated often, because as people come on and testing, that's another person to include in your new results.
And I know for sure Ancestry does a good job. They go out to different parts of the world and encourage people to do more testing.
Yes.
And that way they can get their database in that particular area up to ensure that the ethnicity results are more accurate.
Yeah, and I know Family Search does that as well. I don't know if they're still doing it, a lot, but I know they have done that part as well too. So yeah, I mean, you have to understand what you're going to get, and if you do multiple tests or you get multiple results back, just know that they aren't going to match exactly.
Right.
They might be close,
They'll be similar.
especially as more people
Yes.
have been testing. It's become more popular. One of the things that people always say about DNA tests is, I'm not going to give them my DNA, or they're not going to, what they call it, police use it and stuff like that.
Yes.
And as I understand it, and as I learned through a genealogy class or conference that I attended, is that that's not true. And then also, these companies do have ways that you can make your information private.
Yes.
And you can turn off the requirement that allows, police and detectives or whatever to get access to your information. And actually, they do basic genealogy through Ancestry or whatever to find those people.
Right.
So they're doing what we're doing. They're just doing it coming from a different angle. Yeah, they're trying to find somebody who committed a crime, and some of these people are really good at it. So that's not necessarily true.
Right. And when you decide that you want to take a DNA test, that's something that you need. If that's something that you're, worried about, or you want to make sure your stuff stays private, they have all the information before you actually purchase it. You can find out how to keep your stuff private and all of that. I mean, they have pages upon pages of stuff that you can research to see if that's how you want to go about your DNA test.
Yes, we're definitely not recommending one over another. You need to do the research for yourself and make sure you're comfortable with the information that
is provided to you, right, and that someone can gain access to.
Yeah, you have to be comfortable with that before you purchase it. So make sure you do that. Now, the other part of the DNA test are matches. So people who have the same DNA as you do, in some respect, or
right,
some amount of DNA. And the thing that I like about it is that it tells you, based on the amount of same DNA that you have, they give you a estimate of who that person is to you.
Yeah, how you're related.
How you're related, yeah. And it may not always be exactly right, but it gives you the information, and you got to do the work and dig in to find out, who exactly that person is.
Yeah, this is where your, first cousin, second cousin, aunt, those kinds of relationships come in with your matches.
Yes, and because so I recently found an uncle. If you followed us for a while, I've told this story. He lives out in California, and actually earlier this year, or just a couple months ago, I actually got a chance to go out to California and meet him. So that was awesome. But
it was a wonderful experience.
Yes, but it had him. Ancestry had him as listed as possible cousin, first cousin, and I think it just said this is a close relative.
Yeah, close relative.
But it actually turned out, after reaching out to him and talking to him, that he's my uncle. So, you have to kind of do that research and make sure, that the person is who, Ancestry says that you are. So.
Right. And just remember that there are different types of tests out there. You can do a general DNA test that will give you information about your entire DNA. And then you can do a Y-DNA test that will give you information strictly on your Y-DNA, which of course you have to be a man to be able to do that. And that will give you your information on your paternal, your father's side. And then you can do a mitochondrial DNA test that will give you information about your mother's side of the family. So there's some options out there for those of you who really want to know and find out information. Maybe, you're adopted, or you're looking for a parent or something like that. That could definitely help.
And I did the Y-DNA test through Family Tree DNA.
Tree DNA.
Right? I did the upgrade at Roots Tech this past March, and I would encourage everyone, or all the guys, to do the Y-DNA test, because after I did it, I found a whole side of the family that a lot of matches.
And that would be I feel like that was going to be the only way you would have found them.
Yes, definitely. And
in your case.
Yes, in my particular issue or problem or whatever you want to look at.
Brick wall.
Yeah, I never would have known or been able to find these people. And I didn't even do there are different numbers of Y-DNA, like the different haplogroups or something like that. And I just did the middle level, so I could do more and get even closer. Relatives, it's just costly. So
yeah, it does cost. But you can find a good sale nowadays. Yes. DNA Day is in April, so if you want to find a good sale, that would be a good time to do that. Also, something that we don't talk about a lot is you can get a health screening with the DNA test if you add that to it. So like the 23andMe, that was how they actually started. They started with doing health tests and showed your genetic health risks. And now you can actually add that to your ancestry test as well.
Yeah. So if you're, been thinking about doing a DNA test, don't quite know if you should, I would encourage you to do some research on them and figure out which company works best for you.
And what you're looking for.
If you've already taken the DNA test and you're having a hard time going through all the matches and you need some help, there's a couple of people that I would encourage you to go to, and maybe Trisha has a few more, but cousin Paige.
Yes.
Paige, her name is Paige Cummins. Like our name, but
yes.
Spelled a little different. But anyway, Paige Cummins. I think her name is cousin Paige's genealogy services. Mm-hmm. I'll leave a link to it.
She specializes in DNA.
And then the other person I would tell you to go and learn some more information about is Shannon Christmas. He is professional DNA person that I've ever listened to. He does conferences, and I'm sure he probably has information on his website and things like that. So
knowledgeable.
He knows all that stuff, and he's a really, really, really good resource. So definitely check out those two, and I'll leave links to both of those. Did you have another one you want to call out?
Legacy.com. It's an actual company that specializes in genealogy research if you wanted a professional genealogist, but they also have DNA specialists that can help you go through your DNA and find your matches if you're looking for, a parent, or if you're adopted or from foster care, you have siblings out there. They specialize in that.
And then you can go and attend some of these genealogy conferences as well. They all usually have a DNA section of the a DNA section of the conference. Roots Tech for sure.
Oh yeah, they have
will
tons.
Have plenty of DNA content at their conference. So if you're not able to go in person, you can listen online virtually or watch online virtually. So that would I would encourage you to do that.
Yes.
So as far as these test kits, and if you want to buy one, I'm going to leave a link to the 3 companies that sell them. I will leave a link to them in the description box. That link is because we're Amazon affiliates. That link will take you to our page, and if you purchase those DNA test kits through those links, we earn a small commission from those sales. It does not cost you anything extra. You won't have to pay an extra dime for it, but it does provide a commission back to us, and it will help us and support us with our genealogy content and work that we're doing through the podcast, through the blog. We would appreciate it if you would do that. It would definitely help us out. So, all right, guys, we appreciate it. All the links that we talked about will be in the description box, along with our social media information, the blog. Tell a friend, tell a family member, share those ancestry or those DNA test links with other people too. That would help us out. And we will see you tomorrow for day 11. We're almost there, y'all.
Almost there.
All right, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.